In the remote countryside, nestled beneath a canopy of ancient, gnarled trees, there stood a forsaken church known as St. Jude's. Its crumbling stone walls and shattered stained glass windows told tales of a time long past. It was a place shrouded in mystery and dread, where no villager dared to tread, for they believed it to be cursed. On a moonless night, a group of curious souls, driven by their insatiable thirst for adventure, decided to defy the warnings of the superstitious townsfolk and explore the forsaken church. Among them were Emily, a fearless thrill-seeker, Daniel, an avid historian with a penchant for the paranormal, Lisa, a skeptic who scoffed at the notion of curses and demons, and Mark, a photographer eager to capture the eerie beauty of the decaying sanctuary. As they crossed the threshold of St. Jude's, an oppressive chill settled over them, and the air grew thick with foreboding. The church's interior was a scene of desolation, its pews splintered and toppled, its altar a shattered relic of forgotten faith. The only light came from their flashlights, casting long, eerie shadows on the decaying walls. The group ventured deeper into the darkness, their footsteps echoing ominously through the empty nave. They began to hear faint, unsettling whispers that seemed to emanate from the very stones of the church. At first, they dismissed it as their imaginations running wild, but as the whispers grew louder and more distinct, doubt began to creep in. "Get out," the voices murmured, barely audible but filled with a sinister urgency. "Leave this place." Lisa laughed nervously, attributing the voices to the tricks of the wind or the creaking of old timbers. But Emily's unease was palpable, and she urged the group to stay together. Daniel, the historian, began to examine the church's history in earnest, suspecting that there might be more to the stories of curses and demons than met the eye. Their investigation led them to a hidden chamber beneath the church's altar, accessible only through a narrow, winding staircase. It was there that they found an ancient, leather-bound book, its pages filled with incomprehensible symbols and ominous illustrations. The book's sinister aura sent shivers down their spines, and they quickly sealed it within an old wooden chest, vowing to investigate it later. As they retreated from the hidden chamber, the church seemed to come alive with malevolent energy. Shadows danced along the walls, and the whispers grew louder and more insistent. "Turn back now," the voices hissed, their tone filled with malice. "Or face the consequences." Unwilling to yield to fear, the group pressed on, their determination driving them deeper into the abyss of the church's haunted history. The whispers became anguished cries, and the air grew heavy with a palpable sense of dread. Suddenly, the group was enveloped in darkness as their flashlights flickered and died. Panic set in, and they fumbled for their phones, hoping to use their screens as a feeble source of light. But as their screens illuminated the space around them, they saw that they were no longer alone. Grotesque, shadowy figures with glowing eyes lurked in the corners of the church, their forms shifting and contorting. The demons, ancient and malevolent, had awakened from their slumber, drawn by the group's intrusion into their domain. The group was gripped by terror as they realized the gravity of their situation. The demons closed in, their sinister laughter echoing through the darkness. Emily, Daniel, Lisa, and Mark huddled together, their only hope lying in the ancient book they had discovered. As they recited the forbidden incantations from the cursed tome, the very fabric of reality seemed to warp and twist. The demons shrieked in agony, their forms disintegrating into smoke and shadows. The church shook as if in protest, but the incantations grew stronger, the group's desperation lending power to their words. In a blinding flash of light, the demons were banished, leaving only echoes of their tormented cries. The church, once a place of dread, was silent once more, its darkness receding. Exhausted and shaken, the group emerged from St. Jude's, their lives forever altered by the horrors they had witnessed. They knew that they had faced the abyss and emerged victorious, but the scars of that night would haunt them forever, a chilling reminder of the demons that lurked in the darkness. And as the years passed, They shared their harrowing tale with the world, a warning to those who dared to venture into the haunted depths of St. Jude's. Beware the whispers from the abyss, for they may lead you to a fate worse than death.